Hi all. So in this video, let's take a look at how to create a membership. It's one of the core functionalities of Joinable and I'm excited to walk you through it. The first thing you're going to need to do is just jump into the right section. So jump into the Memberships You Offer tab on the left-hand side here. That's going to take you to a page that will show you any memberships you might have in draft. You might have published some already. In this instance, we're going to go into this one here that's currently draft and we'll publish it together and we'll go through the different steps of how this one has been set up and show you all the options within here. So once we click through to this one, you'll see that we have the option to publish yes or no. Currently it's no, which means it was in draft. We're going to go ahead and change this to yes now, because once we go through these sections together, we're going to press play and launch and publish this membership ready for sale. So the steps here, you just go through and pick a name. This one's called the Weekend Warrior. Next is the type of membership. So you got to pick social or full membership as the options at the moment. And then you got to pick the price. So the price you can choose to either include or pass on the transaction fees. And this is an important part to look at here. So with this Weekend Warrior membership, we usually charge this, in the example, it's $80 every year. So what we're going to do here is accounting for the fact that the admin and payment fees are about $6 odd. We can either choose to just add those straight onto the price, making it $86 odd. Or we can increase the membership price to cover that. So let's say $88, make a couple of extra bucks. And we include it in the membership price. That way you're not going backwards. In fact, you're actually going a little bit forwards. The payment side of how people will see it is that it won't have any additional transaction fees shown at the purchase because you're absorbing it into your price. That looks cleaner from a purchasing perspective. So if you want to try and avoid drop-offs of people going through, seeing transaction fees and maybe getting triggered at the fact that there is a transaction fee, the best suggestion here is to increase the price to include it. But obviously, no harm, no foul. Might as well just pass on transaction fees as well if you'd rather do that. So it's completely up to you. We just don't suggest that you charge the same price as you've always charged and then include the fees and then you go backwards. That's not the point of what Joinable is set up to do. So hopefully that helps with that section. The next section here is, will this membership automatically renew? Now, of course, we would definitely suggest that you set up your memberships to automatically renew. How you can do that is a couple of different ways. So you can see here, this one's currently set to renew on a fixed date. That's a common question, and obviously people do that as part of their clubs, and association fees and things are always due at the same time. So you can set the date. So no matter at what point throughout the year they join for the full price, they will then repay the full price on the renewal date. So you can set the renewal date here, any day of the year. The other option is if you untick the fixed renewal date, you'll see that you get a renewal period in months. So what you're able to do here is actually set any number of months. Now, if you wanted to do 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, 12 months, obviously no problem. And you can take this into years as well for whatever reason you might do. So some clubs offer one price for a year and one price for 2 years and 5 years and so on and so forth. So feel free to set this up, count out the months and enter that number. For the sake of this plan here, this one is a fixed renewal date, so I'm just going to retick that one and you'll see that date remains there, so that's all good to go. The next section here is, upon renewal, will the member be renewed on the same membership plan? Now, 9 times out of 10 this will be yes. The reason this is created is that if you currently have members that you're looking to get into Joinable, so you want to capture their credit card details so that you can auto resubscribe them next year and save some admin and not be chasing fees, then you might set up a $5 membership just to get the card details in. You give them a digital membership card for that price, but then in here you would say no, it doesn't renew on the same one, you click no, and then you choose your social membership or playing membership that starts on a certain renewal date. What will happen is at the end of this period they're going to purchase, it'll transfer over to a new one. You would obviously put that into an inclusion or part of the T's and C's, and that'll be a separate video for more detail on that as well, just a detailed process and different use cases. But in this instance, what we're going to do is that we are just happy to sell this. It has a renewal date, it's going to renew every time, but again, it's going to renew on the same plan every time because it is set to renew. And again, there's a separate video on this one as well, just to talk about some more intricacies of how you may want to use this. It's a powerful function when used. The next section here is the membership inclusion. So you can see we've gone ahead and we've ticked a couple of these preloaded membership inclusions that we've offered here. And you can also go and add some custom ones. So let's add a custom one here that says, this one's a weekend warrior, so we want to encourage people to come on the weekend. So the inclusion of this one's actually that we give each of these members $30 in raffle tickets for every Friday raffle. So it costs a bit more than the average social membership, but for that reason we try and get them in every weekend and keep them coming back. So that's what we've organised here. Okay, so with that all organised of what's included in the membership and how it's structured and set to renew, the next section is just the membership terms and inclusions. So just make sure that the terms and inclusions are relevant to the membership you're offering. Now there is some placeholder text in here for you that can be used quite widely across a lot of different organisations or clubs or anything of that nature, but it is important to go and just make sure your terms are in there just to make sure this is relevant for your club. So read through this, change as you need, completely yours to craft and change and edit as needed. The next section as well is a code of conduct. It's important for a lot of clubs just to know that the people who are joining the club accept the fact that they do want to abide by the code of conduct and do well by the club. And this obviously gives you a leg to stand on too should you need to remove them for any reason as well. But feel free to include this or not include it. Again, there's placeholder text here, so go in, edit it, add things as you need, and people will have to accept this in order to move through and purchase the membership. So you can tick these on and tick them off as you need, and you can edit both fields completely as you need. So that's that bit there. And the final step here is, does this membership type require a proposer and a seconder? So this is a social membership, so we're happy for people just to scan the QR code, they're going to purchase on their phone, and we're going to give them a card, they're going to come to the bar and they're going to enjoy that discount. So we're quite happy for them just to sign up. We don't need to see who they know in the club necessarily, it's not overly important. But if you did want to include that in any membership, of course, then you would include that, and that would just toggle on a box for them to have to enter names as a proposer and a seconder. And that's the final step. So then what we need to do here is just click save, and that is done. So let's go ahead and have a look at what it looks like on the live profile. So all you need to do from here is just click on this one here, so visit your Joinable profile page, and this will load up here, and underneath the membership plans you can see there is now a Weekend Warrior plan. So that's ready. People can jump online, purchase, supplying digital membership cards for that and all the other memberships that are offered as part of this example club. So if you have any other questions, please let us know, but hopefully that was useful, and do check out the other videos about some other intricacies of the payment transaction fees, automatic renewals, and also how to transfer a membership. Useful stuff there, but let us know if you have any questions. As always, we are here. We'll chat to you soon.